You ever step off a flight thinking, why was that so exhausting for such a short trip? Next trip, you switch airlines and somehow it's the same circus. And going into 2026, flights are fuller, seats are tighter, and more hidden charges keep showing up right where travelers least expect them. That's why today we're cutting through the noise with a fresh, brutally honest countdown of the airlines you should avoid and the few that still deliver real value. If you want to book smarter this year, stay locked in because the differences between these carriers matter now more than ever. 15. Spirit Airlines, the ticket that triples after checkout. Spirit is the definition of cheap at first, expensive later, because the second you add even one normal travel need, like a real carry-on, seat selection, or guaranteed overhead bin space, the price shoots up faster than any other US airline. The 2026 trend hasn't changed. Passengers report inconsistent gate announcements, surprise last-minute bag inspections, and crowd energy that can flip from calm to chaotic mid-flight. The problem isn't that Spirit hides information, it's that every tiny decision costs money, and the rules are enforced in ways that feel unpredictable if you haven't memorized them.
A traveler recently said their backpack fit perfectly except for one tiny strap that stuck upward, yet the agent insisted it needed a fee until they physically forced it down. If you're traveling alone with no bags and zero expectations, the fare can be unbeatable. But if you need predictability, comfort, or normal baggage, Spirit becomes one of the most stressful airlines to fly. And if Spirit is the warning sign, wait until you hear how the next one tests your patience in a totally different way. 14. Frontier Airlines, the airline that charges you to sit with your kid. Frontier feels like an airline designed to make every normal travel choice an extra fee, especially for families. Want to sit next to your child? That's an upgrade. Want to avoid the pain of the middle seat? Upgrade. Want a boarding position that doesn't leave you fighting for bin space? Upgrade. By the time you add all the things a typical traveler needs, the fare rarely looks cheap anymore. On top of that, Frontier's operational style, tight turnarounds, fewer backup planes, and aircraft that fill quickly creates a ripple effect when delays hit. And in 2026, delays have been more common on crowded routes, especially at regional airports. Then there's the overhead bin problem. Bins fill up fast, so gate agents often force carry-ons down to the cargo hold without warning, which can ruin tight connections. The airline isn't impossible to use, but you need a strategy. Arrive early, avoid connections under 2 hours, and assume you'll pay extra to control your seat. If you think that's frustrating, the next legacy airline will hit you differently, because on paper it looks great, but in reality it often disappoints. 13. American Airlines, the looks good on paper letdown. American Airlines has the route map, fleet size, and branding that make it seem like a strong and dependable option, but many passengers describe the experience as a gamble. In 2026, AA's on-time numbers sit in a middle zone, not terrible, not reassuring. Tight cabins, overworked staff, and inconsistent service levels create a sense of unpredictability. Some crews are warm and genuinely helpful. Others feel disconnected or rushed. Many AA flights, especially on older domestic aircraft, feel more like a transaction than a hospitality experience. Travelers commonly describe boarding as disorderly and baggage claims as slow, especially at large hubs like Miami and Chicago. The inconsistency is what wears people down. One day you get a pleasant trip, the next day you feel like you fell into a budget carrier with a fancy logo. AA can still work if you care about route availability above all else, but if comfort or reliability matters, you may walk away frustrated. And speaking of inconsistency, the next airline has a personality that switches entirely depending on the jet you board. United Airlines, the coin flip experience. United has improved its reliability numbers over the past few years, but the passenger experience still swings dramatically depending on the aircraft and route. Fly a long haul on a 787 or a 777, and you might actually get a premium-feeling cabin with calm lighting and decent amenities. Fly a domestic hop on an older narrow-body, and suddenly you're dealing with tight seats, worn interiors, and rushed service. United crews also vary widely. Some are exceptionally polished, while others feel mechanical or impatient. The airline's app is strong and the network is extensive, but that doesn't prevent the coin flip feeling many travelers describe. Weather disruptions also hit United harder than some rivals due to hub geography, which adds another layer of unpredictability. If your top priority is getting to your destination on time, United can still be a good bet, especially on their newer long-haul aircraft. But if you care about consistency, comfort, and service that feels human, you might walk away unimpressed. If you're craving the reliability United used to promise, the next airline will surprise you with how far it has drifted from its old fame. 11. JetBlue, the boutique airline that misplaced its spark. JetBlue used to be the little miracle airline of America. Spacious seats, great Wi-Fi, friendly energy, and an experience that felt refreshing compared to larger carriers. But in recent years, delays, cancellations, and unpredictable ground operations have chipped away at that appeal. In 2026, JetBlue still has some of the best legroom and in-flight entertainment in economy, yet everything before takeoff feels like a gamble. The biggest complaints now involve long tarmac waits, last-minute gate changes, and seat selection games that push people into paying early just to avoid poor placements. Even pet owners have reported interactions with unusually rigid staff members who follow rules without warmth or flexibility. JetBlue can still shine on certain routes, particularly transcontinental flights, but the brand no longer guarantees smooth experiences. It's become more of a good if you're lucky airline. And if fading quality is disappointing, the next airline deals with something even tougher, a full identity rebuild mid-flight. 10. Air India, the airline rebuilding itself in real time. Air India is currently in the middle of one of the biggest airline overhauls in the world. Once known for gracious hospitality, it later became infamous for outdated cabins, broken screens, unreliable delays, and inconsistent cleanliness. The 2026 version is stuck in transition. Some aircraft feel refreshed and improved, while others feel like stepping back in time 15 years. Passengers report everything from excellent meals and surprisingly warm service to malfunctioning seats and equipment issues, all depending on the route and aircraft. The airline's takeover and massive investment plans show promise, but the improvements are uneven right now. If you fly Air India, you need to be strategic, pick newer wide bodies, book daytime flights to reduce delay risk, and bring extra entertainment just in case. Fares are often competitive, which attracts travelers, but you must manage expectations. It's an airline that's changing, but not fully changed. And from transitions to tight rules, the next airline is a masterclass in follow every detail or pay the price. 9. Ryanair, the cheap ticket with a rulebook thicker than the plane. Ryanair offers some of the lowest fares in the world, and that alone makes it wildly popular, but you must follow its rules with absolute precision. Bags must fit exactly to the centimeter, online check-in must be done at home, and the airports labeled as London, Paris, or Barcelona often require long bus rides into the actual city. The airline runs a highly efficient operation, but comfort is minimal, and the atmosphere feels more like public transportation than air travel. Many travelers love Ryanair because the prices are so low that they accept the trade-offs, but others find the strict enforcement of rules stressful and unforgiving. If you approach Ryanair with discipline, arriving early, packing ultralight, and double-checking every requirement, it works flawlessly for point-to-point travel. If not, fees pile up quickly. And if you think rules are the problem, the next airline proves that sometimes it's the plane itself that makes or breaks the experience. 8. British Airways, a legacy airline squeezed by its own cabins. British Airways carries a powerful brand image built on tradition, style, and polished long-haul service. But economy seating on certain aircraft, especially those dense 10-across 777s, can feel brutally tight. Passengers often praise the kindness of BA crews, but the comfort level varies dramatically depending on the plane. Older aircraft feel cramped and dated, while newer jets or premium economy cabins deliver far better experiences. Heathrow adds to the mixed feelings, organized at its best, chaotic at peak times. BA is strongest when flying premium economy or long haul on modern aircraft, where the service quality and meal standards shine compared to many competitors. But if you book blind and land on one of the densest layouts, the experience can feel unexpectedly rough for a full-service airline. And before we get into the good airlines, here's a quick reminder. If this countdown is helping you avoid a travel nightmare, tap the subscribe button so you never miss the weekly breakdowns, hacks, and behind-the-scenes airline secrets I share. It helps the channel grow, and it makes sure you always book smarter than the average traveler. 7. Qantas, the long-haul airline for people done with drama. Qantas has built a reputation as the airline people choose when they're simply tired of surprises. In 2026, it continues to deliver steady long-haul service between Australia, the US, and Europe with refurbished A380s and A330s that make those marathon flights feel manageable. The lounges in Sydney and Melbourne outperform many global competitors, offering quiet spaces, strong meals, and an atmosphere that feels more like a retreat than an airport. Domestic routes can feel tight in economy, but internationally, Qantas excels in safety, reliability, and overall professionalism. Fares can be higher than some travelers prefer, but passengers consistently report calm, long-haul experiences with fewer unpredictable issues. If you're looking for a just get me there without chaos airline, Qantas fits that goal well. But if you want German precision, the next airline shows both the strengths and the cracks behind that reputation. 6. Lufthansa, the airline that works best when nothing goes wrong. Lufthansa's image as the disciplined, highly organized European airline holds true when operations run smoothly, but recent years have shown how quickly things can unravel during labor issues, strikes, or peak travel days. In 2026, Lufthansa still offers crisp crews, tidy cabins, and well-structured service on most flights. The long-haul product is solid, especially on modern aircraft with newer seating layouts. But short-haul economy can feel cramped, and meals are forgettable. Frankfurt and Munich remain efficient hubs when running on schedule, but delays can snowball across the network when disruptions hit. If you prioritize punctuality and straightforward service, Lufthansa remains a dependable option. Just keep your expectations at reliable and clean, not luxurious. Now we step into the airlines that finally turn the experience in your favor. 5. EVA Air, the quiet Asian airline that over-delivers. EVA Air isn't loud in marketing or flashy in branding. It wins loyalty through pure consistency. Travelers who discover EVA often stick with it for years because the airline removes stress rather than adding to it. In 2026, EVA continues to offer clean cabins, comfortable economy seats with good cushioning, polite crews, and meals that satisfy without trying too hard. Taipei Taiwan Airport works efficiently for connections throughout Asia, and long-haul flights from the US to destinations like Bangkok or Bali feel smoother than many rival airlines. Even small touches like calmer cabin lighting and steady temperature control make a difference on long flights. EVA Air excels in reliability, safety, and an atmosphere that feels peaceful instead of chaotic. But if you want Middle Eastern luxury without Middle Eastern prices, the next airline is where things get interesting. 4. Etihad Airways, the Gulf carrier with premium feel at lower prices. Etihad gives passengers a taste of Gulf luxury without charging the highest fares in the region. In 2026, Etihad's A350 and 787 cabins remain some of the most stylish in the sky. Sleek designed, soft lighting, and business-class suites that feel genuinely upscale. Abu Dhabi's new Terminal A enhances the experience even further with spacious walkways, clean layouts, and lounges serving authentic regional food. The airline's network isn't as large as Emirates or Qatar, and a few older jets still float around, but the overall product remains strong. Wi-Fi and seat selection may cost extra, so budgeting for those ahead of time helps avoid surprises. If you choose the right aircraft and allow enough layover time, Etihad delivers a calm, premium-feeling journey at a lower cost than many competitors. And now we arrive at the top 3 airlines that actually deserve your money in 2026. Number 3. Cathay Pacific, the airline that makes travel feel thoughtful again. Cathay Pacific delivers a travel experience built on calm, order, and a level of quiet elegance that many airlines no longer offer.
Instead of focusing on flashy marketing or loud features, Cathay focuses on making every part of the journey feel smooth. Check-in usually feels organized, boarding feels controlled instead of chaotic, and the cabins are arranged in a way that respects personal space rather than squeezing in as many seats as possible. Their famous Hong Kong lounges, especially the Pier, remain a major highlight, with warm lighting, soft seating, and signature dishes like noodle bowls that travelers go out of their way to enjoy. Once you're on the plane, the meals blend simple Asian and Western flavors in a way that feels comforting instead of complicated. Business class feels private without feeling closed off, and even economy has a calm atmosphere that helps long flights feel shorter. After a few difficult years, Cathay has improved its reliability and refreshed many of its older cabins. For people who want a peaceful, predictable, and quietly luxurious trip, Cathay Pacific keeps delivering year after year. But if you want an airline where even the economy feels like an upgrade, the next carrier raises the bar.
Number 2. Japan Airlines, the economy seat that puts other airlines to shame. Japan Airlines offers one of the most comfortable and respectful economy experiences anywhere in the world, and that reputation stays strong going into 2026. The seats have real padding, good leg support, and a shape that matches the natural curve of your back, which makes a huge difference on long flights. Unlike many airlines, JAL keeps its lavatories clean throughout the entire journey, and the crews quietly check them without disturbing passengers. The flight attendants are calm, polite, and incredibly attentive without hovering, and their consistent service rhythm makes the whole cabin feel peaceful. The meals are simple but balanced, combining Japanese and Western flavors without being too heavy. Small features like dimmable windows, soft cabin lighting, and storage shelves for drinks or small items make the flight feel easier and more organized. Travelers often say that even after 12 to 15-hour flights, they arrive feeling far less tired compared to flying other airlines. Japan Airlines doesn't try to be flashy, it just does everything correctly and respectfully, which is why so many people trust it for long trips. And now we reach the number 1 airline that continues to redefine what great travel should feel like. Number 1. Singapore Airlines, the most reliable airline experience in the world. Singapore Airlines remains the gold standard of global travel in 2026 because it combines consistency, service, comfort, and design better than almost any other airline. Even in economy, the atmosphere feels calm and organized, with crews that move smoothly through the cabin and respond quickly without making passengers feel rushed. Meal service is predictable, warm, and well-timed, and the entertainment system offers huge variety with simple navigation. In the premium cabins, things go even further. Spacious seats that turn into fully flat beds, doors for privacy on many aircraft, and the highly praised Book the Cook program that lets you choose high-quality meals days before your flight. But what pushes Singapore Airlines to the top is Changi Airport, which feels more like a peaceful experience than a crowded stop. With indoor gardens, quiet rest areas, fast security, and easy transfers, it reduces almost all the stress that normally comes with flying. Singapore Airlines doesn't try to be the cheapest, its goal is to be the most dependable and enjoyable. You pay more, but in return, you get comfort, respect, and a predictable flight where you feel like a valued guest instead of just another passenger being pushed through the system. Travel isn't about fear, it's about choosing the airline that respects your time, money, and comfort. Let me know in the comments which airline you'll avoid and which one you actually trust after this countdown. Click any of these videos on your screen and I'll see you in a moment.